Hello everybody, Corey here. I'm going to go over the trades and holdings for August 14th. Just a reminder, I'm not a qualified licensed investment or financial advisor. I just gather the data and give it to you. YieldMax ETFs are extremely risky. Please make sure you understand the risk involved with these and done your due diligence with research. Alright, so remember we have BABO, which is new, and then we also, as of today, have YQQQ. So it is the inverse of QQQ. So just to let you know that up front. If you're new, we'll go through these alphabetical order, then with the exception of alphabetical order for the long covered call single ETFs. And then we'll do the short ETFs, which will include the YQQQ, and then we will do YBIT. Let's see. In case you're also new on these, for this synthetic, for these long positions, which are the yellow ones, and for some reason I made the short ones pink. I guess I was trying to get a different color. But for the longs here, we normally want the stock price to be above the synthetic strike price and below the short call strike price, which isn't always feasible because the synthetics are longer positions, and so obviously the stock prices may go up or down, which then when the short call for that week could make that be underneath the synthetic strike price. So just keep that in mind. All right, and I think that's it. Let me look to see what I did here because I don't recall. I did this last night. So Phoebe is our first one there. So yesterday was Wednesday and it is Thursday, making tomorrow Friday. Apparently I don't know why I'm just noticing, but I didn't change my color codes for this week. But August 16th will be tomorrow. So let's just kick it off here with Abney. Let me just make sure. All the way down to Phoebe. All right. So Abney here, we have our short call with the 117 strike price. We're currently underneath at 1%, which is only like 76 cents here. We have a possible upside for the short calls of about 10 cents, but also a reminder, if the stock goes up, the synthetic market value could also go up. Most of the time I've seen it does. There have been very few cases that I've seen it barely move. Like the stock price might go up maybe 10 cents with some of the larger moves. But that has been very rare. But just keep that in mind. And then next we have AIYY. We have two short calls, $25.50 and $26 strike price. We're underneath those 2 and 3%. Of course, we were at $25.11 yesterday, so that's only a few cents there. It looks like possible upside is somewhere around 8 cents because the stocks are split, or the shares or contracts are split there, 7,100 and 7,100. So if you see the upside for that 8 cents there, once it gets above that $25.50 to the 26, the other one might be going up, but the other ones, might be going positive as far as upside, but the other one's going to now be negative. So, because it's going over the other short call. So just keep that in mind. AMDY, two short calls, 141 and 143 strike price. We are underneath that one by 25 cents and the other 2%. Possible upside of only like 1 cent here for the short calls. AMZ, strike prices 170, 172.50. We were at 170 and 10 cents yesterday, so we were over it by 10 cents. Over the one, which is where the majority of our contracts are at 6,000. And then we have the 172.50. So it doesn't appear to really be any upside here for this one, for this short calls. But I will say, if you look over here on the left, you can see yesterday that the stock went up AMSI went up 7 cents, even though Amazon went down 13 cents. So let's move on to Apple here. Short calls 27.50. They closed at 22.21.72, so they're above that 2%. So no upside here for the short call. And then we have BABO. So they reported, where's my phone? They reported earnings this morning, which weren't great, but at least pre-market, it's not extremely bad either. So yeah, like the stock's only down 2%, okay, but it was down 2% yesterday also. So it's not bad, at least not as of yet. We'll see what happens when the market opens. But if we could get up to that 83 strike price, we're looking at about a 73-cent upside. But at this point, it looks like we may be under $20 for BABO today. So if you might want to buy it at that price. Some of you probably been waiting. Then we have Coney here with the 200, 202, 50, and 207.50 strike prices. I've seen it up to 200 this week, but it just doesn't want to stay. And it looks like that's where about half of the contracts are. So about 15-cent upside there for that short call. Synthetic is at 210. It's bringing the stock price down $1. If we could get above the 210, it's possible that'd bring that up another $1. Again, depending on the market value. Dizzo here, short call, $87 strike price. We're only underneath that 70 cents or 1%. Possible upside here of about 12 cents for the short call. Phoebe, $5.25 strike price, and we're over that by $1.76. So no upside here for this one. And just a reminder, and I know most people may not be listening here, but today is Thursday, so they'll start closing out of some of these positions today. Some of these, but they may not, like this one, because it's going to cost them $6 a share to close this out when they're only above the strike price of $1.76. Of course, if you expect it to keep going up, then yeah, I see. But they may wait on some of these to see if the market will go down today or tomorrow, before closing some of these out, or they may close them out in halves, but just keep that in mind. All right, GDXY, 2 short calls, 36, 36.50. We are above both of those. So it looks like no upside from here, even though you can see again, GDXY went up 1 cent, while GDX went down about 27 cents yesterday. GUI had some bad news yesterday about the whole antitrust. I think it's the lawsuit stuff by the government. I don't want to say the exact agency because it may or may not be right. But you can look that up for yourself. But you can see the stock dropped almost $4 yesterday. I don't know the percentage because that's on my daily tab. But the stock didn't drop too much. It looks like it only dropped about 26 cents. But we had the 165 and 167.50. We're below those 3 and 4%. If these could recover today, it looks like we could come up maybe 20 or 25 cents there for the short calls, which basically would just take it back up to where it was the day before. JPMO, short call 207.50, which if I remember when I saw that, I was surprised that they did it that low. Well, that's because I'm looking at stock prices. I'm not looking at premiums. Would be why, because we're looking at two different things. But anyway, we are above that strike price by about 275 or so. So no upside here for the short call. Murney. You know what? I just freaking realized. I was so sorry. I guess I've been used to the last several days that I've been doing the trades up front. I realized I did not go over the actual trades. So if I go back to Phoebe here, so we'll have to go over to the tab because they closed out, rolled the synthetic. Here you can see for Phoebe, the first 2 lines is where they closed out the synthetic that was going to expire this Friday. They had a 5.30 strike price. It have lowered that strike price to 525 with a new expiration of 10/18. You can see it cost them about, let's see, 850,000 to close those out, and then about 1 million to open up the new positions. So overall, $2.5 million. Oh no, I didn't. Sorry, there we go. That's more like that. $1.9 million for that. So I apologize. So going back to Murney here, again closing out. Nope, they closed out the short calls. So, which sucks. Hopefully they don't come up. Well, they got 86, so hopefully they don't decide to go way up today. Otherwise, we'll miss out on that upside, or today or tomorrow. But anyway, we went from an 88 and 89 strike price to an 86 strike price. So they rolled those 11 and 8 cents there to next week. Total premium received was $126,000 there. I was on a roll. Sorry. Okay, but it looks like we still have this short call for tomorrow with the $87 strike price. So does that mean they kept? Okay, so they closed out the higher two, the 88 and 89, and kept the 87 here. So we're like half and half this week and half next week. So it still gives us a little bit of upside here of about 27 cents possible. This one right here just breaks my heart. I sold it when it was up at like 24 or something because I knew it was going to come down, but I didn't know it was going to come down this far. So that's sad to see that. And then now to sort of see things being capped, because we are looking for premium here versus the capital, right? Hold on. Jobless claim numbers less than expected. And the stocks take off, and the futures take off anyway, at least. Sorry about that, but then the VIX did a significant drop. All right, apologize. Sorry, so I'm not sure where I was at. But anyway, Murney here, 86, 87 strike price, possible. I mean, we're underneath those 4 and 5%, but again, upside of possible of 27 cents for the short calls. So I don't know, with that, and maybe with the market, with the synthetic, maybe we can get above $11, especially today with now seeing that the markets are going up. So we'll see if that keeps going. MSFO, 412.50 strike price. We're already over that by 1% or $4.36. So no upside here possible there. Then we have Misty. I don't know why there's a line there. But we have Misty, which is weird. Doesn't have as many lines because it doesn't have as much treasuries as the rest of them. Apparently I did it again. So MSFO there, they swapped out those synthetics, and then there's Misty. So let me go back over here. That's what I'm being distracted over here. So MSFO, you can see they closed that synthetic out, went from expiring this week to October 18th, from a 465 to a 415. 415. Wow. So it cost. So this is a synthetic. Yeah, the stock price was way under, almost $50, so $48-ish underneath the strike price. So it cost them over $9 million. So you see almost $9.3 million to close that out. And then of course they have the open. So total it cost them $10.2 million to close those out. And then if we go to Misty here, you can see, let's see, they added 630 contracts. So you have a expiration next week, 140 strike price, and then we have adding to the synthetic positions as well. So they received 640K there. So you can see right there where they added in the new position. So the short call that expires tomorrow is a 141 strike price. Misty has had a real struggle this week getting back up since the drop. Well, it's because of obviously Bitcoin also struggling a lot. So, sorry, just looking at the futures. It's still just going up. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't going to be some kind of little crash. Portfolio, at least this one, is already up more than 2%. But yeah, Misty's had a rough time. Oh, I was going to look at Bitcoin. That's what I was going to do. Well, Bitcoin's, it was this morning in 58,000s. It's up in the 59,000s now. It looks like it's going up with everything else. Everything's going up except for natural gas from what I can see over here. Oh, I messed up Nefli down there. I didn't just do the synthetics. Okay, so I'm going to fix that in a second. But 141 strike price. For short call expires tomorrow. We're underneath that 8%. Possible upside of $1.70 there. So that maybe that can get us up around... well, there's not many contracts for next week. Maybe that can get us up around $25. The synthetic gives us a boost because then we'll also be above the synthetic, so hopefully we won't be a negative dollar there anymore. So that could give us almost $3 upside possibly. So yeah, if we get up to 141, then maybe we could get to about $26. I just don't know if that's going to be possible or not. Misty right now is still only at 23.35 this morning. All right, so I need to fix Nefli there because I forgot to go through, but which then makes me wonder how many more in here that I did not code, possibly. That had that on there. So give me just a second here. Is this where nope. All right. So that fixed that. I don't know if there'll be another one or not, but we have Nefli here with the 640 strike price. Wow. Yesterday we were up to 661. Above that by 3%, but we're getting up close to that synthetic position. So that's probably better to be above, I don't know. So if you look here, so this the short call is now causing the stock price to be down 61 cents. And the synthetic is causing the stock price to be down 35 cents. So the two of those together is what, 96 cents? Let's just glance at yesterday. Yeah, so if you look over here, this synthetic was bringing it down 70, and this was bringing it down 35. So $1.05. And of course, you could see it in the stock price change also. But just to show you here, 96, and then of course you can see again in the stock price. So yeah, it sucks that we're missing out on some of the upside for it because of the short call, but the synthetic is helping a little bit there. So anyway, 640, we're over that 3%, $21. No upside here for Nefli, and everything is soaring. So this is probably going to be a bad day for this unless they close these out fairly early. Of course, it'd be nice if they closed the short call out early, right? And then leave the synthetics to hope to get some more, but they're not gonna probably do that. It's rare that they do that when they're expiring the same. Plus, this is 1.9. The cash and money market's not enough to cover that negative, but sometimes they're okay with going negative, and I don't know if they can go negative the sum of both of those. But if they did, it would only be for a day. Well, you know what, too, if they do these till next week, I don't know what the, depending on the strike price for next week and the premium they get, though, it won't be as much to cover that, but that'll help them from going negative. Anyway, I don't do options, so I'm not an options person. Don't listen to me. But this is where we are at right now. So, NVIDIA. We have 2 short calls here, and we had lots of trades. So, that's interesting. So, looking at here, this is saying that they closed out 20,000 at the September 20th. Oh, yeah, I see probably why. Let's see. So they closed out 20 here, and then here they went to a 116. So I guess they had 86,000 then. And then, yeah, let's just look at it. Trades in NVIDIA. So they closed out of the short call expiring tomorrow with the 111 strike price. It's probably a good thing they did, because the stock price was at 118. Actually, they only closed out 20,000, so they should close the rest of them out probably first thing this morning, because yeah, I don't know with the stock market going crazy right now if it'll go down by tomorrow. But anyway, they went ahead and closed out 20,000, and by doing that, they had to pay a bunch of money out of pocket. So they had to pay $3.9 million, which is funny that that's exactly, because of the quantity. So anyway, then we have a 124 strike price now, and this is 2 weeks out. So that's very interesting for August 30th. That's why it doesn't have a color code, because I don't have color codes in there for yet, just yet. So they went further out, and I don't know if that was to help with the price or what, or how much they were going to have to pay out of pocket. But, so they had to pay all of that out of pocket, so they took 20,000 of the synthetic here. They closed out these 115 and moved it to a 116. I don't know if that has anything with do with the concentration rule, or if it's just the fact that to get money to cover this. Let's see. Yes, they got 1.9 million, so that helped. So overall, they only had to pay 2 million, let's see, out of pocket yet, so to speak. So let's go look over here at our holdings. So cash, so we still had plenty of cash. So I'm going to guess it's a concentration thing. Anybody that knows more about that can let everybody know in the comments. So please feel free. So yeah, if we're looking here though, we have the 111 still. We still have 67,000 contracts right now with the market value of negative $48.5 million. As soon as the market opens, it's going to be a lot worse. And then we have, so we're over that by 6%. Then we have the new 124. We're under by 5%, or at least we were. I don't know. I was going to check to see where we're at. So we're at 119 pre-market. There's a possibility. I've seen this. I think NVIDIA's been up to 122 this week. So I don't know if we can get to 124, but I know it's been up somewhere around there already. So yeah, I don't know how much upside. Obviously right now we don't have any upside for the short calls, but these synthetics here can make the stock price go up more. All right, anyway, let's move on. I've got to go. OARC, with the 42.50 strike price, we're underneath that 1% with a possible upside of about 14 cents. We have PayPay here with 2 short calls, 66.67. We're over the 66.14 cents. And we're under the other one by 1%. I don't know if we have any upside for the short calls there. Then we have Snowy here with a short call, 126 straight price. We're over that by $1.30. No upside for the short calls. Squee, 3 short calls, 63, 64, 65. We're underneath those 1, 3, and 4%. Possible upside of about 14 cents. Sorry for the rush, y'all. I just noticed in the time. Tesla, short call, 207.50, 210. Underneath those, 3 and 4%. We also have the synthetic positions that expire tomorrow as well. And we're underneath those, 23 and 24%, bringing the stock price down $4 a share. So the short calls, though, possible upside here about 38 cents. Zomo, short call. We did have a trade there, so let's go back. Zomo here, short call. We had expired tomorrow with a 119 strike price. They pushed this out a week to a 121 strike price, which is interesting because I remember before, which is why I got out of Zomo, they would just always let it sit there and it would never go up. That's my alarm. So anyway, they paid $36,000 total to close those out. Or, yeah, to close it and then reopen. So you can see that there with the 121 strike price. We're underneath that 2%, possible upside of 29 cents here. Then we have crash. So now we go into our short ETF. So we have our short put here of 192.50. We're above that 5%. Then we have our dips here with our short put of 101, and we're above that 17%. Fiat short puts 175, 185 are above those 12 and 6%. I don't think we're going to have an issue with these. And then we have our brand new YQQQ that launches today. Oh, and I apologize. These numbers over here. I typed short call versus short put, I guess, this morning. In my rush to do things. Of course, then it makes me wonder if my data, hold on, let me just copy over my other formula to make sure these were right. Or not. I don't know, it just happened. Alright, so call to here. Yeah, it's actually wrong. I can tell it's wrong, which then makes me think I may not have the right formulas in here. I might not have copied them from the right place. So let me just double check real quick. I'm going to copy. Sorry, I need to, oh. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, my formulas aren't wanting to work right this morning. There we go. So, I need to, dang it. QQQ. All right, sorry about that. It should update here. There we go. So we have our short put here with the 456 strike price, and we are above that 1% here. And then YBIT real quick, we have a short call of 2050 underneath that 7%. I doubt this will come up by tomorrow, but if so, we have a 94% possible upside for the short call. Anyway, hope you have a great day. Talk to y'all later. Bye.